I'm also not into white guys. And I don't know, something about like the colonialism look isn't really my thing. And
I could colonize you, girl.
no, I'm really good. I really don't want to be an Oxford study. And I just feel like the blue eyes, there was a thing about it being like a sign of inbreeding. And I definitely can see it when you say you're a little mentally deficient, because I can tell, you know, just.
No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance. I do. And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight.
Does anybody else think that JD Vance's first wife, whch, has got to be looking for an exit plan after the last few days? As if it wasn't bad enough for the woman who was raised in a traditional Hindu home by Indian immigrant parents to have her husband go on national television and say that it's completely reasonable and acceptable for Americans to want to live next to people who are like them and speak their language. She then got to watch her husband. Does anybody else think that JD Vance's first wife, whch, has got to be looking for an exit plan after the last few days? As if it wasn't bad enough for the woman who was raised in a traditional Hindu home by Indian immigrant parents to have her husband go on national television and say that it's completely reasonable and acceptable for Americans to want to live next to people who are like them and speak their language. She then got to watch.
JD Vance is going to divorce his Indian wife, distance himself from his family, marry Charlie Kirk's widow, and position himself as a candidate for the 2028 presidential election. And it's all over a hug.
My wife did not grow up Christian. I think it's fair to say that she grew up in a Hindu family, but not in a particularly religious family in either direction. Now, most Sundays, whch will come with me to church. As I've told her, and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way. But if she doesn't, then God says everybody has free will, and so that doesn't cause a problem for me. That's something you work out with your friends, with your family, with the person that you love.
Wished his wife was Christian and wasn't Hindu. Live while he was giving a speech to America.
Just his wife on stage?
He was just making a comment. But it got even worse because when Erica Kirk went on stage, she said JD Vance reminds her a lot of Charlie Kirk and he shares a lot of the same attributes and qualities. And people started making weird faces that she would say that after hugging him like that. Now people are saying they don't trust her.
Who acts that way with a friend, especially in front of their partner?
That was the weird thing, because when